Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have one last episode of The Last Door, Season 1. And after that I should go out and buy the second season. As fast as humanly possible. So without further ado, let's have the game, excuse me, have its recap and have a cabin in the woods, apparently. What could possibly go wrong? Previously on The Last Door. After escaping from his burial, David finds himself in the cellar of London's darkest slum, the old Nickel Rookery. In his pocket he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. David walks through the misty streets following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of the Simurgh, the king of birds. Following its trail through a dreamlike land of fog, David finally meets Alexander, a member of the secret group David and his friends had at school. Alexander welcomes David and speaks of an entity called a bird that has been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then. Yes, there's no turning back. Oh. I'm controlling him. I have made my mind. I'm ready. What could possibly go wrong? Go on. Do it. What the? Do it! Do it! What the flipping heck? DeWitt, what are you thinking? Oh, look at the stars. Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras. Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower, from the last street in the distance to the stars in the sky. And even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world. Excuse me. As if it were the curtain of a theater, the veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place, DeWitt. A place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. You must find the door as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it and we will walk together beyond the mist. Okay. I suppose you are wondering why I called you so urgently. I cannot deny your letter was truly mysterious. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. I have heard about the massacre of St. Gall. Oh yes, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he's one of the victims. Dear God. You're telling me my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Hedwig was attacked, but survived. What happened to him? What happened to him then? It seems the criminal was caught by Hedwig in the midst of the act. And he tried to do the same thing to DeWitt that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr DeWitt was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. What was DeWitt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that both your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there. We can assume that Herr DeWitt was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death. What was the cause of these awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. Excuse me. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect we did not find Mr. DeWitt in the hospital. Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all of these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. What leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Hedwig within the coffin. An empty, hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Ancient Shadows, Episode 4. I'm sure this is the place. Alexander's house must be just ahead. The ancient castle of Pevensey rests in the distance. It was a garrison first built by the Romans, but was abandoned and has been a ruin ever since. Okay. There's a large iron bar latching the door. It's quite odd that the bar was latched from the outside. Well, it's dank and dark. I need a lantern again. Awesome. No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I am an old friend come to visit. There's a household. Strange woman stares down at me, glaring with a silent reproach at my intrusion. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. Uh-huh. I have the feeling that I'm hurted. Alexander! First, there's a scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Zalathal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabits the shadows of those who left. Okay. Alexander, it's me, DeWitt. I'm sorry if I startled you. Why are you I heard footsteps. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I had heard footsteps. Were they yours? Or are there someone else in this house? For a moment I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he's unresponsive. Is everything all right? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt? Are you hurt maybe? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some point, as if he has not heard my question at all. You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. Alexander, please say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand just what happened to him. He looks miles away. A misty dock overlooks a grey ocean. Gulls wheel overhead. This cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. Well, the table holds nothing but a box with a description. Laudanum, to be taken in case of anxiety. It's empty. Well, that certainly was not helpful. A figurine of an angel facing the wall. A fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem more ancient in this depiction. The silhouette of a woman. The silhouette of a man. It bears a strong resemblance to Alexander. Why do I doubt that Alexander is an old friend? A huge chest made of oak wood. Has a large iron hook inside. I'll take this hook. There was a fragment of a diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures. I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it is not possible, but I can hear I hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone riding on stone. They are frozen paroxysms. With what diabolical art were those gestures conceived? Eternal movement, attention, an impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might play them outdoors, the greenhouse, and let the mold devour them, and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. Wow. A portrait of an old man, maybe a ship captain. It looks like he's trying to guard his chest with a stern glare. Why is there blood? A camera tripod. A basin with a copper drain. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. can hardly distinguish anything. A lamp is hanging from the ceiling. Its bulb casts an intense white light. It looks like some kind of red-tinted glass cover used It looks like some kind of red-tinted glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor. It's a dark room. Yeah. Glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. The image of a couple wearing red masks at a festival. It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. 3149. Collodion of photography. Collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its peculiar composition belong the principal causes of failure or success. This is only in a degree true. 3151. To develop a positive image. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution and only then adding 4 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of the chemicals. 3150. The causes of failure. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long experience convinces us that 9 out of every 10 failures occur from a want of care, the presence of dirt, negligence. One cannot be over nice, careful or cleanly. The best results always rewarding the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in the order specific in the formulae, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. Okay. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. First thought, blood. No, it's just... It's for photographies. A picture of an angel with a gentle face. A bust with his face turned around. Is that a thing here? A large envelope of black felt, covered in dust and ashes. It is labeled with a warning. Do not open it under white light. It's a letter. Dear Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There's no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes a mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany. A radical but elegant method that I have decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definitive results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Videte necis siat. June 8th, 1887. Must be Anthony. This seems an invoice. Oh God. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. Interesting. Understand. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. Okay. Well, letter, invoice, and an envelope, which I will not open right now. It could be Pevensey Castle, but anticipating the garrison is not in ruins. Still could be. Excuse me. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them is full and still warm. You had a guest or expected a guest? Well, if you was expecting a guest, I assume it would be me. An oil lamp. Aha! Trusty oil lamp. Just some old bottles. It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupree has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which, it seems, he shall not return anytime soon. Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do? October 13th, same year. The clockmaker just left. He has done such a good job. In the end, Mr. Dupree is not going to be able to notice a change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. This looks like the diary of a member of Alexander's household. What happened to them? Pantry with spices and ingredients. Let's see here. An ancient stone well. A rope hangs inside, disappearing into the darkness below. The rope has broken. I'll keep this and... the grave? Whoa! Looks like someone was buried here. I can't dig with my bare hands. You could. It would take forever, but... can I? Yes! Hookshot. The cellar door is locked. I need a key to open it. Great. Well, I've got my hook. Rope and hook is always something you can combine. Always. Yeah. Could have done it a quick way. Yes, quite odd indeed. But apparently This pane looks as if it had been broken from the inside. A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful, it's a powerful acid. This is going to be nice. It's the sculptures. Flipping sculptures. And I just opened the hornet's nest. Why am I doing this? Opening hornet's nests and such. Dude. Looks miles away. Oh, come on. Even a turned face. Oh. Cyanide, vitriol. Now I need red light. Let's do that. 6:15 in the afternoon. It's basically evening. Add that. He's a sculpture and a photograph. A photographer. Not using German. But that in German would be photograph. Oh, you can go in there. Yes, yes, all true. Whoa, 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 papa. The corpse of a deer, its abdomen torn open. It looks recently dead. Great. What the? Can't go through there. The stuff you don't see in the dark. Truly amazing. Question is, where do I get a shovel? What do I do? Question of this whole project. What do I do? Really? Seriously? Within the mud and dirt inside the bucket there's a small bird of brass. Well, that's a cuckoo. Yes, I call it cuckoo. It's German for cuckoo. Mouse? Of course. Ultimate sabotage. 1, 2. Aha. Ugh. Thank you, mouse, for cooperating. Yes, it fits perfectly. But still, not much more to go on. He still looks somewhere else. Oh, come on. Fine. Do you guys... Ooh. Oh, it's just a broken window. A statue of an angel with its wings spread. Its head is missing. A statue of an angel covered in mold. It's glancing at me with a sad gesture. I have the chemicals. And I suppose I need a shovel, which is probably down there, so I need a key. Which has an unknown location. This is not going as I planned. Certainly not. It's that letter from presumably Anthony. There's nothing. Have I done here in this? Have I done everything here in this room? Can't believe that. Movements of shadows, preserving the mind, lessons beyond nature. Actually, no idea. Need something to apply the liquid. Can do that. What am I missing? Can't I just go? Say goodbye to this godforsaken place? No. Bottoms! I probably need to do something with the deal later. I'm certainly missing something. Don't even know what I'm supposed to do right now. Should I fix this? This doesn't have the switch. Wait, the clock is turned. Yes. Can't I? Never mind. Laudanum. Dude. Okay. I don't know why I did that. But okay. Maybe of some use yet. Oh, come on. But where? There's something you're not telling me. That's what you're not telling me, but... Here's something? Oh, I see now. It's a little bit gruesome, but it's red. Now the bulb is grossly covered in blood, which makes it red. Red light. Photographers and the prostitution business will have to deal with that now. Aha. was it? Collodion is a vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its peculiar composition belong the principal causes of failure or success. It is only in a degree true. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of vitriolic spirit solution and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of chemicals. Vitriol, an ounce. Well then. It's a photograph of Anthony and Alexander, and a third dude. Whoa! What just happened? What was that? For fluff's sake. Alexander, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony. And there's someone else blurred in the background.
And I'm back. Excuse me?
I'm sorry for the interruption. Where was I? Right. Reading! Alexander, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony, and there's someone else blurred in the background. Who is the third figure? Does he mean something to you? The bird awaits. The bird awaits. A piece of clockwork. A hand. He's breathing heavily. He seems to be lacking air. Okay. Well then. Oh, come on. Thank you. I put the hand in its place. I only need to set the clock to the correct time. No. Oh. It's that. This lovely. That will take a while. I probably could have gone the other way, but why bother, right? A flippin' heck. Oh no! Don't tell me. Oh, this is evil. So 6 is 3. loud. The sound came from upstairs. Silethal. The bird has burst out of the stroke. Now its beak is open. There was a key inside the bird. He is having some kind of seizure. He is trembling out of pure horror. Seriously? Well, I now have the key. Whoa! Thank you for the jump scare. Mold and dust cover the portrait, making the subject indistinguishable. Oy, oy, oy. The dusty carpet of an Asian origin. Oh, crying out loud. There are remains of a Roman mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. More angels. An ancient statue in pure condition. Old ruins. It seems that they were part of the Roman settlement. Right. What? A book written in a language unknown to me. There is a scrawled annotation written in English in one of the margins. This and no other is a function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something that we didn't understand at the time. To accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater. And there, help us to look behind the curtain that separates the world of man from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will you hope will the hoopoe allow us to raise the curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? A huge cage full of leftovers and dirt. Animals have been captive here. Innumerable jars full of murky objects suspended in formaldehyde. Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residues and the air is filled with the smell of vinegar. Oh, yeah. A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside. Okay. I think this is a good place as any to step now. So I will bid you good night and sleep well.